Okay. Here I am now. Hmm. Firelina? I was about to call that Firelina. How you be? Okay, we're gonna learn a little bit more about auto attack weaving. So let's bring you in. You're a test dummy. Boom. Halfway done. Boom. Okay, so that does. That's a big shame, actually. That's fine, though. It just means we gotta time our instant casts with our auto attack swings. So I can do that, pop it in, then you're hardly getting any increase into the timer. Easy peasy. Okay, starting to feel like I'm gonna have to just... Wait, did I end up... I did not just sell my small eggs last time I was around here, did I? Let's see.
What brings you here?
Oof. These are expensive now.
Wins the act of that.
Greetings, traveler.
Thought I'd be able to get a whole lot more done with the eggs if I just like sold them, but that's not the case right now. So we're just gonna make those into these babies.
Hail. How may I aid you? Farewell.
Do I ever fight like Murlocs or Naga and the Barons? I don't think so. Oh, hello. Okay, make sure that we're not near. No, 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 no. There we go. Easy peasy. Oh. Not bad, but I'll keep the heavily embossed tunic. Ah, I see. Wow. It's true. It's true. How you be, hero? Hold up, are there two different spots for... No. No, there's not. 100% not. Alright, she is definitely here somewhere. Hmm. More of a 14 player yourself? Yeah, 14 is fun. I haven't played it in a long, long while. I've just loved Warcraft ever since I was a kid, so. I We're literally playing Classic WoW right now, so you can definitely tell that a bit of my bias holds with nostalgia. Yeah, that's fair. I love both. Like, I still occasionally go around and do the Warcraft 3 campaign on hard every now and then. I need to actually, like, stream that up. From a lore perspective? What do you mean by that? Like the fact that the Horde and the Alliance ended up fighting again, or like the setup of the factions, or what are you thinking? Everything that happened to the priors, Warcraft 1, 2, and 3, especially given that both the Alliance and the Horde almost got wiped out by Chaos. Bell and Jaina were both committed to peace, so it just felt like a massive retcon. I think it's okay to feel that way. I know that, I feel like they still had like a lot of plot points where they could have introduced stuff to incorporate a Warcraft 4. Ah, there he is. That's the guy I need. So it's hard for me to say that, yeah, it doesn't make sense that like the Alliance and Horde are like at war with each other again and such like that. I think of that part's okay, but because basically you still had what was going to be the fate of the Blood Elves and such. What was going to be the fate, or was Illidan still dead, or did Kael and Lady Vosh ended up dying at Northrend? Did what's going on with the dwarves and the gnomes and such? We know that most of the Alliance is pretty much up still in Kalimdor. If we're going by like just the flat out end of Warcraft 3, because all of Lordaeron was destroyed. Like obviously we still have the Stormwind Kingdoms, which is why I'm glad that they incorporated that stuff with Elwyn Forests and stuff. Though, if I recall correctly, no, sorry, this is not even I recall correctly. This is what happened. After the events of Warcraft 2, Stormwind was pretty much razed to the ground. So this is like them giving them an opportunity to share a story over how Stormwind got rebuilt and such. I thought that was pretty neat. Because they pretty much incorporate that to the entirety of the Elwyn Forest storyline whenever you're leveling up a human. And they couldn't have done something like that if they didn't incorporate. They didn't have to do it through an MMO. Like they could have made another RTS for Warcraft 4, you know? To basically be like, oh hey, yeah. The humans, what are they doing right now? Well, I mean, they're in like a tenuous pact with the Horde over off in Kalimdor, and for those left in the Eastern Kingdom, Stormwind recently just got rebuilt, and they are currently undergoing some internal political conflict because for some reason Stormwind didn't pay off the people that rebuilt the city. Because, you know, they're effectively the reason that we still have a lot of human civilizations down in southern and eastern kingdoms. Another RTS would have sold me, truth be told, with the old Blizzard, not this new Blizzard. Yes, definitely. I've played World of Warcraft ever since 2004. And Activision, I believe Activision ended up getting their hands on Blizzard sometime around the end of Cataclysm, or at least they didn't really make too many big marketing changes until the end of Wrath of the Lich King. And that's whenever you started to see things like the in-game shop and the deals for buying like a year subscription and stuff like that. But I was still a fan of Cataclysm. I was still a fan of Mist of Pandaria. I think that Mist of Pandaria was probably Blizzard's best self-contained story within... it was their best self-contained story, and their chance of showing that they can still create a good story without having to rely on Warcraft 1, 2, or 3 to piggyback off of. That's why I dislike a WoW without WoW we won F14. Really? Was that like a big go-to from it? I mean, yeah, I guess so. In a way, I'm not gonna be the person that just says that. Yeah, we wouldn't have had like any other MMOs with this formula without World of Warcraft. But World of Warcraft did definitely implement like a lot of the modern day MMO model, I suppose. Yoshi P took notes from WoW. Yeah. But like, disregarding everything. Well, sorry, no. I say everything that I do with the notion of like it's perfectly fine to dislike the Blizzard of today based off of their decisions. There would have been other MMOs, but what I mean is while 2.0 was being made, we looked at other MMOs to see what could be done. Yeah. Yeah, no, WoW definitely had like a lot of very good ideas for... Uh oh. You know, this is fine. This is more than fine. Bonk the Goblin. Easy peasy. I know that a lot of companies, whenever they saw WoW's success, they really wanted to piggyback off of it. That's when Star Wars: The Old Republic first came out, as well as stuff like, oh my god, what was it called? What was that one that was called like, I think it was WildStar? Yeah. It basically made way for a lot of these other games to kind of piggyback off the formula and see what new and interesting things that they would be able to create from it. And I do like that Final Fantasy XIV was one of the ones that ended up being more successful in that in that formula. Because it is a good game. Has a lot of good designs too. There we go. How's Dawn Trail going? I love these cow people that they're bringing in. They look awesome. So what do we fucking love on these streams? Fucking milkers. That's fun. Ooh, another rare. Fucking dope. Give me that shit. Named it Maddie? Hell yeah. That is one very sad thing. I was actually having this conversation with a friend of mine. While we were going over like different World of Warcraft racial designs and such. One of them, or sorry, they were surprised that they don't see enough like female Tauren love, and I pretty much had to break it to them. I'm sorry, no one really plays female Tauren unless if you just like really wanted to play a female druid on Horde. That was like your only option back there. Otherwise, not many people really played them. Which is unfortunate, because, I mean, hey, it's a different style. Gypsy Cloak. Oh, nice. What about you, Cherry? Have you been playing some, Dawn Trail? You like the female Tauren or just reskinned humanoid girls? It was really funny, because back in the day, like, if you wanted to play, like, a really cute girl in, Vanilla WoW, but you play it on Horde side, basically the hottie girl on Horde side was Troll, and just because they're the most attractive race, for the Horde back then, like, everyone really ate it up. Like, that just kind of became, like, the zeitgeist. And yeah, that's fair. I've gone through Realm Reborn. What was the second one? Heaven's Ward, and then I beat... No. I'm in Stormblood. That's my progress at the moment. I think you're post Heaven's Ward? Hell yeah, then that means we're on the exact same spot then. Perhaps. That is also true. For all I know, I might still be in Heaven's Ward's post-expansion. But been so long since I played, I have to double check just to even just to even give like a good idea of it. I know that I beat like the Pontifex guy. Yeah. No. I have to be in Stormblood. Maybe I'm in like pre-expansion for it, but I know that I'm in like the new zones and meeting with like the new people of the Stormblood expansion and stuff. But I'm not far. I'm definitely not far into it. Hero knows. Hero knows. I can see that perspective definitely, and that is part of the charm of WoW that I do enjoy about it. Final Fantasy XIV is absolutely much more story based than stuff like classic WoW stuff. That changes in WoW's formula. Probably after probably after Wrath, I think. Then it starts being a little bit more story focused for not just like the main. No, sorry. Is that right? I feel like the questing experience for Cataclysm's content was the same as Wrath of the Lich Kings, but they made it a little bit more story focused for the prior. For the prior zones questing, and then they incorporated that all together into one for Mist of Pandaria. Yeah, and then like in Classic here, you're just kind of a dude. You're not the anointed one or anything like that. You're kind of just a guy. You're an adventurer. You're doing your own thing. And I like both sides. I think that there's definitely difference in like story relevance and such, dependent on the player's character's place in the world. Really, how early WoW is arranged puts me to sleep as well. It's definitely a vibe game. Do not like it? Yeah. And I think that's perfectly... That's A-okay, too. I hate my verbiage right now, because I sound like I'm sitting on the fence on these things. But I've played both of these games before, and I have an appreciation for how both settings are.
Peace, friend. We shall.
Let's see... Yeah, and like a lot of the... Hang on. I'm gonna do a little bit of auction house marketing here. I feel like the game puts you through a lot more group content in Final Fantasy 14. Like, you could legit just, like, level up from 1 to 60 in Classic WoW here, like, without having to interact with anybody. A lot of that is what Self-Found was made for. to being able to challenge yourself for that. But that's the reason why it's a challenge, because you thrive a whole lot more by doing group content in World of Warcraft. But it's not required. Final Fantasy 14, you kind of have to go through group content if you want to be able to progress through the story. Yeah. Yeah. Like a lot of the story relevant bosses, you have to go through certain dungeons, or to being able to get to that point in the story, you have to go through dungeons in order to get those attunements and stuff. And it's very streamlined. Yeah. I think that the best way that I could describe it, at least as far as like, from a classic WoW player perspective, is that Final Fantasy 14 will give you a lot of group content that you kind of have to do. And they streamline that process to make it as convenient as possible. Classic WoW group content is basically like, you don't have to do it, but it's there. And if you do it, you're going to get some very, very, very good rewards for doing so. Or for going out of your way to do it. Yeah. Forcing goes out of its way to teach newer players how to play the class and roles. Yes, that is good. That is something that World of Warcraft has kind of struggled with in the past. I'm not certain how much they struggle with it nowadays, since I know that they've incorporated stuff like Tutorial Island, as the player base affectionately calls it, so that people can actually get like their grips on what their class does and how they play it and such. And it seems like every expansion, they're kind of like directing players for like, this is what these things do, this is how you weave these into other things. Like whenever you're playing a shaman, you want to cast Flame Shock on a target, that'll put a damage over time effect on it, and as long as they have that damage over time effect on it, your Lava Burst will deal more damage, stuff like that. I think that Final Fantasy XIV does a whole lot better job with that part, though, because most of their skills for their classes, like, directly say and point out and make things glow for, like, awesome, you're a paladin, you've just now used the first part of your combo, now you need to use the second part of your combo, and now you use your finisher into your combo, or you use your AoE finisher into the combo.
What is it?
That or you use your, no, sorry, I'm stupid. For their combo, you do like the 3-part single target combo, or you do the 2-part AoE combo. I believe that's it. There's an awkward problem on more open systems becoming redundant in the sake of efficiencies. 3-part single target, 2-part AoE. Yep. Alright, good. I'm glad I remember that part. I think that, as far as mastery is considered, I've gotten into a lot of arguments with this before, with a couple of friends of mine. What I've gathered through all these years has basically been, Final Fantasy XIV rewards people who can be patient and make sure that their combo is done right, even if they have to neglect other parts that they're responsible for. My example for this would be Black Mage. Like, you're gonna do whatever you can to keep your combo steady, as long as like you can like stay still while doing it. But even more independent of that, I'll say that like with Paladin tanking, which is pretty much all that I've done, so that's where I'm bringing in my experience. If you mess up on that, you're gonna pay for it by losing threats somewhere along the way, or hatred. I think that's what it's called in Final Fantasy, at least. But if you screw up on that, it's very, very difficult to be able to correct a mistake. So in that aspect, I would say that yes, there is definitely mastery that needs to be upheld in Final Fantasy XIV over rotations and such. For WoW, be it in, it's probably not so much in Classic WoW. I think the Classic WoW rotations are super, super easy. But for retail WoW, global cooldowns are super quick. If you're not making use out of all those times, then you are going to be losing out on DPS, like, extremely. And you have more opportunities of being able to correct those mistakes, sure. But the mastery behind that is going to be a whole lot more strict, in my opinion. No, I'm sorry. The level of strictness in mastery is definitely present because, hey, you have to make sure that you're working at optimal efficiency. You have more chances of being able to work at optimal proficiencies. You just have to make sure that you do it and you don't mess up over the course of like a 4 to 7 minute fight. Because that can that can definitely impact whether or not if you're going to be wiping or if you're going to be succeeding in a raid boss. Enmity? Yeah. Thank you. Black mages hate moving, this is true. If I did DPS, I would probably do either Summoner or Black Mage. Although, back whenever... I think I played, like, right before Shadowbringers, so... I don't know if, like, Summoner was actually good back then or not, or if it's, I don't think that it was better than Black Mage back then. I would be very, very doubtful if it was. Honestly, I take a look at playing Black Mage as like a, as long as you're doing what you are supposed to be doing, and that's pumping out damage. I've always thought it was super funny that, like, the way that you're supposed to play Black Mage is that you do your rotation, and if you die, it's the healer's fault for not pumping you. You got slow cast timers, makes sense. It's my philosophy whenever I tank. My philosophy whenever I tank is, if you pull it, you're tanking it now.
Greetings.
Okay, I need to make my friends some gear, just so that whenever they next come online, they can just be like, oh my god, I got all this awesome shit, thank you. And I'll be like, don't worry, I know I'm just that great.
Peace, friend. Goodbye.
As a healer, I hold your life in my hands. I have to both slap the bad guys and heal you, so everyone is responsible for how much damage they take. Yep, that is true, also. you need to be able to know whenever you need to be whipping out your mitigation. Although I think that in Final Fantasy XIV, it's a whole lot more about like keeping your mitigation up like as often as possible, depending on the class that you are. That was something that if you're out at 40% or less, I'm not healing a scratch. Oh no.
Looking for something special? Go in.
Oh wait, hang on. Can I get anything good now?
Hail.
Just a cloak. Nah, I don't think I need this. These pants would be nice, though. If you're going to die, I will heal you. Otherwise, I'm going to be doing damage. And God bless you. Oh, wait. I'm getting rid of this shit.
What brings you here? Ancestors watch.
Honestly, that's my take whenever I'm healing in classical, at least. Like, I'm healing you. Or sorry, the best form of CC is killing them. The best form of CC is death, that's it. If the tank's is BRB and you rush ahead and pull them off, good luck. Good. That's just called natural selection. I thought that Tauren's name was Camilla. I tanked a tank buster as monk. I'm proud of you. Oh wow. You know what? I don't think I want this one. You have tanked as white mage. You're playing a dangerous game there, hero. I'm just telling you that right now. At least I would imagine so, at least. I know that in WoW, the roles are very much super defined, and by that I mean, you're not tanking any bosses. As any other class other than the tank class, outside of, like, maybe tanking a second hit if you have, like, all of your class mitigation skills active at once. Like, it's just that polarizing. There are classes that can make exceptions to the rules. Nice. I'm guessing that blue mage is among one of those, yeah? Although now I think about it, I think that they just have, like, instances that are made specifically for blue mages, yeah? Blue mage is a meme, yeah. You play blue mage to swift cast self-destruct? Hell, I'd do that. Or Spitzer. I feel like most of my friends will probably play blue mage now I think about it. Or at least have a pocket blue mage somewhere. Although if I recall correctly, you still can't get a blue mage past level 60, right? Like they're just giving them new monsters to be able to get spells off of nowadays? Blue can go up to 70 now? I got you. Yeah, but everybody else can get up to like, what, level 90 or something like that? Level 100? Gotcha, gotcha. Hmm. Not meant for anything other than being silly or challenge runs. Nice. Sounds kind of like Hunter and WoW, to be honest. Except they can't do half the things that a blue mage can. At least in classic WoW.
Greetings, traveler. We shall meet.
Well met. Be careful.
Ah, I have just the thing for you. Win.
come on now. I need me some trade goods here. It's only the leather worker. That's a shame. They really decided that the Torn had to run through the level 18 through 25 part of the Barrens in order to be able to get to level 10 zone. We'll be alright. I was about to fucking die right there. Holy shit. Hannah, Thora, and Marcus.
the Horde. Go forth to victory.
I'm listening. Remember, patience.
Ah, I've been expecting you.
We'll get the rest of these quests over here. Fly back on over to Thunderbluff, and I'll probably swap over to my Warlock, just to get some progress done on that, because I really just wanted to get my Tauren up to 13 and the Crossroads to be able to play with my friendo, who has also been wanting to play a little bit more hardcore.
Speak. Nabu. What do you need? Go with honor.
Okay. I'll be right back. Blah. Okay, back. I keep on forgetting if I could just, like, drop off and die here. Definitely on the left, but not right here, thankfully. Who wants fur? No, they're in here. knew it.
Peace, friend.
Also, the Final Fantasy XIV. Oh, tabletop RPG? Hell yeah. Not a TTRPG, but RuneScape got a board game. Ooh, nice, nice.
Greetings. Goodbye. How may I aid you? Farewell.
They've been looking pretty nice. While I'm flying, time to whip up the weights. Hup. Starter set comes with Warrior, Dragoon, White Mage, and Black Mage pre-get gens at level 30, 40, and 50. Nice. No Pelican, though? Or is that in Wave 1? By Pelican, I mean Paladin, by the way. Paladin's gonna be with the handbook? I see, I see. Full handbook and GM's guides are on the website, but not pre-orderable at the moment. I see. They're just holding to their MMO standard and making it so that nobody has to fight Paladin. They did make that very similar in World of Warcraft. Or rather, I don't know if Final Fantasy got that idea off of it, but if you're like trying to gank somebody in World of Warcraft, you definitely don't want to have to gank a paladin because you're just gonna spend your entire day trying to kill him. You might get it done. Like you might kill the guy if you're that persistent, but it's gonna take you a long ass time that it's literally not worth the time that it takes to kill him. 13 in the class is a start, Paladin's a vulnerable, is just OP. Yep, pretty much. Alright. Dumbbells down. Wait. What do I got here? Oh, still this stuff. Okay, so this is where my issue is going to be. I need to kill both of these guys. No, stop, stop, stop. Oh, it's really just one? We love winning by default, boys! You really should play more of the Old Republic. I keep on hearing that the setup for it is very, very nice. And that the way that you get classes and stuff is pretty neat too. Mass Effect style cutscenes. Neat. Alright. How am I gonna get past here? I need to be able to get inside this house, but I know I'm just gonna pull every single motherfucker. In a 5 square mile radius if I try to go any further than I am. Ouch! Alright. Who the fuck's in here? Ooh, we got a few people in here. There it is. Uh-oh. Alright, so we know one thing. We're gonna have to have the Void Walker. No fucking around here. Oh, go, 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 go.
I don't like this place.
I'm gonna have to do it now, though. Do not have a lot of time. Also, don't like an NPC during your story, just blast them. Well, that always makes things a whole lot easier on my end. No. I swear, they better not be already spawned outside. I might legit just fucking hearth and get out of here. Let's see. get a quick peek. Alright. Ghost is clear. Loot this boy. Let's go. Story of the Old Republic takes into account with some NPCs if you spared them previously or if you just start blasting. That doesn't, like, prevent you from getting, like, certain benefits, though, right? Like, I know that for, like, if you want to get the Jedi class, I know they have to do a whole bunch of shit, but that ain't gonna get fucked up if you just, like, go start going AWOL and killing a bunch of citizens, right? All the major grabs you have is all the group content and side content. Ah, I see, I see, I see. They probably still have a classic WoW approach to things where they want for you to learn it all yourself, even though that's not really how it goes down, even in that formula. Most people are just gonna look up a guide on how to play your class and just do it that way.
Can I help you?
Well met. King's honor. Safe travels.
Can I help you? Hey, off and away.
Is there no politics talk rule in this guild? I put that shit in LFG chat. Fucking true. Especially right now. Holy fuck. To unlock Jedi, you need one character to reach light side and then unlock a legacy shop. Also, yes, even looking up a guide isn't all that helpful. At most, okay, in-game super hyper optimal efficiency, not the complete breakdown of who's, what's, where's, how's, and why's. Yeah, I definitely get that one. No, I'm playing World of Warcraft as control over any geopolitics. at son. Okay, yeah, no, that's good. I was just making fun of peeps talking about politics in guild chat, or asking if politics is allowed in guild chat. It's not. I'm just like, hell yeah, good shit, good shit. Came back from ads. Yeah, no, that's just a vibe day. I gotcha, I gotcha. That's not entirely true. You came back to me doing my dumbbell workout. That's how I pass my time during flight paths. Tor launched in a pretty rough state. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm fairly certain that Tor released unfinished, and they suffered from a huge server overload issue because of all the people trying to play it. That's what I recall back in its initial launch. I like my politics like I like anal. I don't want either forced on me. It's only acceptable when I'm at the giving end. Spots at best looking pots around 2k pixels a pot? Like, are we talking about potions, or are we talking about like a cooking pot, like a cauldron pot? Oh, it's in a flower pot. Why?
What can I do for you? Hello. Safe travels.
Greetings. Open for business. Be careful. Looking for something specific? Light bless you.
I was wrapping up college at the time, so you didn't have to... Oh, you didn't have time to play it? Oh, I see.
Good day to you. See you around.
Yeah, no. I think... You finished off college maybe 6 years? 6 years before me? Yeah. Hell yeah, good on ya. Another gripe you have with Tor is some of the companions later on get locked behind some tedious side quests like mandatory PvP. I don't mind things like that. I think that if there's if the things that like make you have to participate in other
Well met.
spots of the game, I think that's a-okay. I definitely get that there are probably some issues where like that's not what you wanted to do. Or like maybe not a big fan of PvP at all. I know that there's like a lot of things in WoW that make you have to do a lot of different things. I don't think they ever incorporate that for main quests, but it's just for like side quest stuff. I'd agree with that. I know that WildStar tried to tout itself as being a very big PvP um, MMO, but I know that that one just didn't really peter out too well, and they had to cut back on a lot of stuff during development. It's a hard sell for me in a Star Wars game, since for me the story is what matters, especially when I'm not in a especially when you're on a PvE server. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. New World. Oh my god. I mm, I actually really did enjoy New World. The combos were a little bit simple for me, especially for the type of class that I liked playing. Or especially like the type of weapons that I like to use. But I thought it was fun. I thought it was so fun. I love that like the entirety of the world economy was I'm not certain if it's like this anymore, but just the economy being based around everyone else's ordeals and whatnot, and how we pretty much had to build everything from the ground up and such. It's pretty much was the exact same feeling as whenever Classic WoW whenever Vanilla WoW started up, because Classic WoW things kind of set in stone really quickly, but not with Vanilla WoW. Like people were still wondering like what actually was valuable and stuff like that, and so everything was pretty crazy in the market. But it was a lot of fun because you were able to make it big pretty quickly. Didn't play it, but I love the idea of it in both terms and settings. I stopped playing New World once players started gatekeeping content. Gatekeeping content? What, were they just like saying that you couldn't play the game for whatever reason, or? I definitely don't doubt that that type of stuff was happening though. That shit was. Wow. I can definitely see it being touted as a much more like hardcore style game, especially because like if you were in a guild or something, I knew that like you needed to be able to defend territory and stuff from other players. That was something that made a lot of my friends really want to get into it, even if they weren't the type of people who would hold to it all the time, and we would lose ground a lot because of that. But... Or was it from the guilds, or was it from the, there were like 3 factions that you were able to pick from whenever you reached a certain level.
Need help?
There used to be a concern that it was like that for Classic WoW as well, but, because, you know, the excuse for it is that, like, oh my god, this game has been out since, like, fucking 2004. You've had plenty of time to be able to get used to it. But the community has been super heavy pushback on anybody who's been gatekeeping from Classic WoW. I've actually been... I don't think I've been as proud of the WoW community since, like, fucking... Probably not Wrath, because Wrath was super crazy on gear score stuff, but probably since TBC. Yeah, I think that in general it's gotten a whole lot lighter on in like World of Warcraft, because I think that a lot of the people who tout that whole gatekeeping system have kind of had to move on because, you know, the game hasn't really been too up to par recently. So, would you say Classics community is friendly to retail? Yes, 100%. There might be sectors that are a little bit, you know, pushy in terms of you should know this, you should know this, but like for every single person that says anything like that, like you should know X, there's like at least 3 or 4 other people that are saying, bro, don't fucking gatekeep this shit, that's not cool. And then they'll tell you what you're missing, just to give you the little heads up on. And that's good for the 14 community. I know that there were a lot of people that, this was back whenever I played, so I'm glad to hear that, like, things are a little bit better. But I know that people got onto me quite often for having dungeon cutscenes go on when I have never seen the dungeon before. But as far as the classic to retail comparison, I think that it was kind of a guarantee that classic was going to be a lot friendlier than retail, since you don't have looking for raid, and or rather raid finder in classic WoW, so you're not having to be forced up with, you know, 24 other people that where you know that half of them aren't even going to be like participating or doing something stupid, and etc. etc. People like you, or like what you described, tend to get fucking yeeted or sorted out through Darwinism. Hell yeah. Natural selection. We love to see it. I've luckily never run into players getting upset over new players watching a dungeon cutscene. Yeah, it happened a few times for me during Realm Reborn and Heaven's Sword. So I think that those might have just been like people who really wanted to like cut through all of those particular expansions and just get to Stormblood or whatever the current expansion was at the time before Shadowbringers.
Can I help you? You have a great day now. Daylight's burning. Talk to me. Be good.
I'll say that a few times someone jumped straight into a boss while I was mid-cutscene, but that could have been on accident on their part. Or the tank suddenly decides that that person's life privilege suddenly gets revoked. Yeah, I think that was one of the main reasons that I probably got yelled at, just because I was tank, and they really, really, really wanted to get started earlier on. So maybe it's just something that happens more if you're playing this tank. Yeah. We'll get sorted out through karma. Yeah. Oh my god, the shield is actually really hot. I can't give it to my warrior though, so that's a shame. We're playing Sylphon, baby. Oh no. Oh, okay, gotcha. I like Tor's story scenes and choices, but 14's fluidity and ease getting into the game. If that makes any sense. Yeah, no. 14 is very good at being able to get in new players and have it be cohesive and easy to understand, which is a big win for it, because a lot of MMOs kind of, as I said before, and I mean, man, I'm just going to say it like this. A lot of MMOs kind of pride themselves on being able to dump you into a world and for you to be able to explore it as like your own sandbox with its own story and mobs and quests and stuff for you to be able to figure out. And a lot of people really, really like that formula. But it does make it pretty hard for others to be able to enjoy it as much. Because it's pretty much saying, hey, if you're not really able to understand that, you need to now you need to be able to build up combo points on your rogue if you want to be able to use your finishers. But also that you need to make sure that you're using the right, most efficient combo starters in order to be able to get the most damage and maximize your output, and etc. if it gets to that point where these questions are mattering and the game hasn't really given you any hint as far as to how to get that right optimally, and to the point where it's going to be detrimental to your party whenever you do get into group content, a lot of people don't like that. And as I mentioned before, some people say that that is the best way to go about it, but at the same time, they'll say that and then they'll go and look up a guide from someone else who's already figured out the optimal way to play. But there's valid cases on both sides, because I also don't like to feel like I'm having my hand held or having to learn things step by step without being able to just be dumped down into a spot so that I can just try to pick it up on myself, or by myself, and if I do get it right, hell yeah. If I don't get it right, it's whatever. See. Oh, for me to go to Lakeshire. Why? Oh my goodness.
Need help?
Got our boy Beacon. Oh, cool. He's playing as a dwarf. Alright guys, I think that that's going to be the end of stream for right now. It's heading up on my time to get my workout in, and got my dumbbell workouts kind of rolling for me, but I'm going to be throwing myself onto the treadmill, so I'll catch you all later. Thanks a lot for stopping on by. Always happy to have these little chill AMA style streams just to be able to chill out and relax and get some conversation going. Hope you all were able to enjoy your 4th of July, and I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.